What's the worst punishment your parents ever gave you? They made me shut up for 48 hours and it completely destroyed my life. I was 16 and had a problem keeping my mouth shut. Not in a funny way either. I was that kid who had to comment on everything. If someone wore something weird, I'd say it. If a teacher messed up, I'd correct them loud enough for everyone to hear. My parents warned me constantly to think before I spoke, but I never listened. The breaking point came during Sunday dinner at my aunt's house. My cousin Jake had just gotten rejected from State University. While everyone was trying to comfort him, I decided to open my big mouth. I told him he was basically a waste of space and that maybe community college was more his speed anyway. The entire table went silent. Jake's face turned red and he left the room. My parents didn't yell. They didn't ground me. Instead, my mom pulled out this tiny notebook from her purse and slid it across the table. For the next 48 hours, you're not allowed to speak. Anything you want to say goes in here. I laughed because I thought they were joking. They weren't. The rules were simple. No talking at school, no talking at home, not even to our dog Max. If I needed something, I had to write it down. I tried to argue, but my dad just pointed at the notebook. So I wrote, "This is stupid," and showed it to them. My mom just smiled and said the clock started now. Monday morning was rough. I couldn't answer when teachers called on me, so I got detention. During group projects, I couldn't contribute, so my partners got annoyed. When my friend Tyler asked why I was being weird, I tried to whisper the explanation. Big mistake. My mom somehow found out and took away my PlayStation for the rest of the week. By lunch, I was miserable. Some kid named Brandon spilled chocolate milk on my shoes and blamed me for tripping him. Normally, I would have roasted him in front of everyone, but instead I just sat there writing furiously in my notebook while he laughed with his friends. I couldn't defend myself. I couldn't do anything. That afternoon in history class, our teacher, Mr. Collins, asked me a direct question about World War II. I just stared at him, unable to respond. He thought I was being disrespectful and gave me another detention. I wanted to explain so badly that my hands were shaking as I wrote in the notebook. At home, things got worse. My little brother Danny kept asking me questions, trying to get me to break. When I wouldn't respond, he started making up lies about me to my parents. Usually I'd shut him down immediately, but I couldn't say anything. I filled 3 pages with angry rants about how unfair this was. Tuesday was even harder. The silence was eating at me. I watched conversations happen around me that I desperately wanted to join. During lunch, I overheard some girls talking about how quiet I'd been lately. One of them said maybe I was finally growing up. That stung more than any insult ever had. The worst part was watching how people reacted when I couldn't interrupt them. My friend Sarah was telling a story about her weekend, and for once, she got to finish without me jumping in with my own story. She seemed so much happier. My mom was on the phone with my grandmother, having this long conversation without me butting in to correct details or add my own comments. I started noticing things I'd never seen before, like how Jake's shoulders slumped whenever someone mentioned college, how my dad's face looked tired when people argued at dinner, how many times I usually cut people off mid-sentence. The notebook was filling up with observations instead of complaints. Wednesday night, my parents sat down with me at the kitchen table. The 48 hours were officially over. They handed me the notebook and said I could talk again, but for the first time in my life, I didn't know what to say. I just sat there, flipping through pages of things I'd wanted to scream but realized I shouldn't have. The first words I spoke were, "I'm sorry," to Jake over the phone. He was surprised to hear from me, but he accepted the apology. My parents didn't give me some big speech about learning my lesson. They just said I could keep the notebook if I wanted to.